You probably started too early. You're going to record silence.
That's a good point. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Where am I?
Okay, so we have Edwin Musukwa joining as well.
Good evening and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Mr. President, Nyeleti, and thank you for everyone who's been able to attend. And I think we can do introductions in a little bit. So let me just see if I can share my screen. Okay, so I just went to our Facebook page where we have the flyer for today's meeting. Yeah, so welcome everyone. So I think we can just like follow the presentation. I think we'll be able to manage up to my part in the next 30 minutes. So maybe, yeah, let's have Mr. President open the meeting for us. You can go ahead, Mr. Nyeleti.
Okay.
Can you hear me? So maybe as we are waiting, we can just quickly introduce ourselves. So I am Jedidah Chilufya, and I am one of the mentors here at J&S Mentoring Network, and a member on the board, one of the board of directors. And I am currently pursuing my graduate school at UMass Amherst, and God willing, I finish by the end of this year. And yes, I think that's what I can say. Yeah, so then we can also go to the next person. Agre, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yep, sure thing. Hi everyone. I'm seeing familiar names, though I can't put the names to the faces. So my name is Agre. I'm Ugandan, Rwandan, East African, basically. And I'm a graduate student at UMass Amherst. I'm a PhD candidate in the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, and I'm so happy to be here, and I'm grateful for you guys to include me in this conversation. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And Mr. Stephen, Dr. Stephen Manchishi.
Right. Good evening or good afternoon, depending on where you are. My name is Stephen Manchishi. I'm one of the mentors, J&S. I also work for the University of Zambia as lecturer there in life sciences. I have a slot to speak, so you'll hear me more in a minute. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Nyeleti, President, are you on?
Okay. Yes, I'm on, despite having a little bit of some network challenges. As earlier introduced, I'm Nyeleti. I'm a teacher by profession, teaching biology and biology, chemistry, and physics, and currently prospecting to become a lecturer in future. I hold a Master's of Science in Healthcare Management, and I'm one of the mentors and the president for the group currently. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Enoch, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. My name is Enoch Mangoma. I'm a school leaver, and I'm one of the mentees of J&S Mentoring Network. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Rachel? Can you speak up a little?
Can you get me?
Very faint. Can you speak up a little bit?
Now, can you get
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I was saying over a channel the link at J&S and currently I'm pursuing
Yeah, so I just heard that yeah, you're one of the mentors at J&S, and I think that's all. Can anyone else hear Rachel?
I assume should be some network challenges or something.
Okay. Okay, we'll get, yeah. Keep trying, Rachel, and then we can get back to you. Edwin, you want to go ahead?
My name is Edwin Musukwa. I'm a medical student. Yeah, I think, and I'm a J&S mentor. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. And then Benson?
Thank you. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, based on the place where you are. My name is Benson Piri. I'm an engineering student at the Copperbelt University, studying chemical engineering. I'm also a mentor at juniors and seniors J&S. I'm holding a position as a university and a college representative. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Thank you for that. And then Rachel, are you able to connect now? Okay, so we can have Rachel later. There's a message. Okay, so she sent a message. So she said, good evening, everyone. Her network is bad. She's a J&S mentor, a degree holder in pure physics, and currently pursuing a master's at the University of Zambia. Thank you so much, Rachel. Okay, awesome. So we can go to the next agenda, task on the agenda. Our president gave the opening remarks and welcomed us all. So we can have Dr. Manchishi tell us a little bit about J&S mentoring. And then I will go after that.
All right, if you could stop sharing, allow me to share the screen.
Sure, stop sharing.
Can you confirm seeing your screen, my screen?
Yes, we can. I think then put it in presentation mode. I think it's in like your mode.
Okay. Is it better now? Is it in presentation mode?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Okay, I'll try and be quick. Right, so I've been asked to talk about what J&S mentoring is. So I'll first give a quick background. So J&S Mentoring Network started in 2017. And by the time we started, we had 4 people on the ground. That was Mark. On the picture, we have Mark, Diana, and Mlenga. The fourth person is one of those who is on the call today, Edwin Musukwa, but I didn't have his picture. Then we had two people in the diaspora, myself and Jedida, pulling some strings here and there, but the foot soldiers were on the ground, were these four people. At that point, what is showing on the bottom here, that was our logo, a bit clumsy if you ask me. We also tried something which we put on our t-shirt. I think this, I don't know if we called it a logo then, I think was developed by Mark, or at least supplied to us by Mark. I don't know who initially developed it. So yeah, we were just starting then. That was in 2017 with only 4 people on the ground and 6 in total. And the reasons really we were doing this is because we had an idea and thought that science and technology, despite being evidently important in the development of the nation or any community, is not very well established in Zambia, and especially that there's a gender gap. Of course, that's just one of the reasons. And because of that, we don't really have a lot of local champions in STEM in the country. And because of that lack, the reduced number of STEM champions, there's lack of visibility of professionals. STEM, by STEM, I really mean science, technology, engineering, and mathematics champions. When we do not have visibility, there's no motivation of those that are coming up, the young students or pupils. They're not motivated to get into STEM pupils. So I have this cycle, this vicious cycle, and it doesn't lead to development in any way. So we thought of coming up with this, juniors and seniors. The name was different, by the way, but I don't think it's necessary to go into the nitty-gritties of what the name was at that point. But as juniors and seniors, we thought we'd intervene by highlighting the success stories of local professionals and create a support system as well as mentorship network to inspire the interest of upcoming girls and boys to take up STEM. So it's more like a ladder-like structure where someone who is at a particular level in the development or in the ladder of career as well as development can help someone who is at a lower level hold their hand, do whatever they can to inspire them, hold them, walk with them on the journey to success. And I've talked more about STEM, just to note that we're increasingly accommodating non-STEM professionals as well, as long as we can find a mentor to match with the mentee. So the core that started this were all STEM oriented. Edwin has just said that he's a medical student. I'm a biologist. Jedida is a biologist. We have Diana, who is a physicist. Mark and Mlenga are actually into social sciences. So in that aspect, we're increasingly accepting non-STEM. So the growth of the network, by the end of 2019, from the initial 4 on the ground, we had 18 people on the ground, and that spread from Kafue, Livingstone, Lusaka, Kitwe, and Ndola. And among the things we did by then, we made some donations to some schools. Notable Chipapa Secondary School, we donated some leftover equipment, which we were able to ship from the US. We held quiz competitions, outreach programs where people talked about their career journeys, motivational talks, and so forth. We even went as far as donating some food items to some orphanages within Lusaka. And all this is in an effort to inspire and help each other on the ladder of success in terms of education and other career goals. So yeah, we had quiz competitions as well. So the picture in the middle here is prize giving after a quiz competition. And the picture I'm pointing at, if you can see my cursor, those are some of the students or pupils who listen to a motivational talk. And here, again, interaction between pupils, the mentees, and the mentors after a motivational talk. So from 2019 to date, you can see some pictures here. The first picture says COVID-19. whether you believe me or not, but some of our members in J&S discovered COVID-19. So that's what we did as J&S. I'm joking. But yeah, there was COVID-19. So because of COVID-19, we didn't do a lot of in-person activities. But among the few things, we had a new logo. So this is the new logo that we developed in early 2020. We held 2 rounds of virtual essay competitions. As you can see, this was a poster about the second virtual competitions, where the winners walking away with various prizes. We ran a graduate internship in partnership with Zambia Agricultural Research Institute. So we supported 2 graduates with an internship, which gave them immense experience, I guess. We have weekly virtual goal setting and catch-up meetings. So these are open every week. Whoever wants to attend and has the time can attend. And we officially registered with PACRA. So we are officially recognized. Among the things we do, we do and we can do is to inspire and encourage each other to attain greater heights in our pursuit. We support each other in every possible way. So in every possible includes really moral support, financial support, as long as it is possible, and all other support. So it's a network, remember. So we are a network of friends, colleagues, and so forth that love to help each other. We celebrate each other's success. We give advice, mostly based on personal experiences. That's why we have these motivational talks where people give their stories. Some of the questions that can be tackled through our network is how to prepare exams, for example. And this is not an exclusive list. These are just examples. How to choose your career, how to get your dream job, how to write your CV, how to search and apply for scholarships, both home and abroad, how to stay focused amidst life's personal challenges, etc., etc. So these are some of the things that we talk about and we're able to help each other about. Now, after talking about what J&S is, I thought I should include a slide or two to say what J&S is not. Just to be very clear, as J&S, we are not a school, we are not a learning institution of any form. We're just a network of colleagues and friends that are helping each other. And neither are we a funding body nor a donor. So I said we help each other in whatever way possible. Sometimes that way could be financial support, but that doesn't make us a donor. So when funds are available, we do help each other financially. And we do not represent any funding body nor government. So all the interactions that we have, we talk from personal experiences and some informations we might have obtained from funding bodies and government. But when we're speaking, we are not representing any of those. It's information inherent in us. We do not offer scholarships and we do not yet give any salaried employment. We do not write anyone's application. For whatever you're applying for, we give advice. We can tell you how to write. It's really much about advice. We're not the ones who are going to judge it. So we can only advise, but we shall not and we do not encourage each other to write for anyone else. So these are a few more pictures of what we envision to do when we go for our outreaches. We interact both university students, high school students, and so forth. Just as a way of emphasis, we are really just a group, a network of friends and colleagues at very different levels, starting from primary school, high school, college, university, working, early career, and we have people that are late into their careers, just trying to inspire and encourage each other, as you can see from some of those pictures. That's what I prepared to talk about, and that's the last slide, just encouraging you to join us through those various platforms. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. So if you have any questions, you can ask like at the end after we have like our last speaker for today. But thank you for those details, and you definitely so that information was very useful because it actually went into my next part, where I'll talk about what the role of mentors are. So the information was shared, but also I give like a few examples. So I can actually stay for a little longer. Okay, so let me share the screen. Yeah, and actually, if you have any questions, you also feel free to put them in the chat. Okay, so we're just asking if you can have access to the presentation that you shared, Dr. Manchishi. Is that possible to share that presentation?
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay, awesome. And then I'll also share this, the Zoom recording. So that can also be access of information. All right, yeah, so what do mentors do? So if you have someone who talks about how to become, how to become a member, to become a mentor, but I'll just go ahead and just quickly talk about it, just highlight a few mentors here and there. So as Dr. Manchishi said, we have different mentors, and like at the end of the day, actually, we are like a peer-to-peer group where we have like we give advice to each other. So mentors can actually mentor each other, but then like also like he mentioned, we have people at the senior level, they always mentor people who are at the junior level. And we recognize the fact that all of us at whatever stage we're at, there are always people who look up to us, and then we also look up to other people, kind of like to like now help each other get through like the ladder of success, as Dr. Manchishi has said. So we have several mentors who are high school leavers. If they're high school leavers, if they're school leavers, then they will mentor the ones who are still in secondary school. Those who are in college will mentor those who are in secondary school. Those who are in graduate school will mentor those who are in college and below. And those who are working can mentor us who are like in graduate school or undergrad university and so on and so forth. So these mentors represent all the different levels. Some of them are here. So yeah, so we have Mr. Benson Piri, we have Mr. Chipego, we have Diana, we have Dorcas, Edwin, Emmanuel, Ephraim, that's myself. We have Makayita, we have Mark, Mignus, our vice president, we have a president over here, Rachel, Rhoda, Ruth, Samuel, Sarah, Shadrach, and Dr. Machishi. And our group is growing, and we welcome everyone to join. So what do these mentors do? Okay. So to add on to what Dr. Machishi has said, in the different activities, we have different mentors coming in different ways. So we have group settings where we do like kind of like group mentoring. And this is what something that was shared just before, outreach activities to different schools. So we first started with schools in Lusaka, and then we expanded to Kafiwe. And we also had tours touring, like a summer circus touring like to Kitu and Dola. And our goal is to like expand in different cities and towns in the country and beyond. So what mentors would do at an outreach activity would be to share their personal story, because like based on their story, they can actually encourage other people, because like we have all gone through certain challenges, we all have certain goals, and so if we share a personal story, it's actually very encouraging. So they share they share their own personal story, how they overcame a particular challenge, what they're doing now, and then they can be able to give advice and help in different ways. And as mentioned before, like just like how to study, how to write a CV, how to apply for college, and so on and so forth. So examples that we've done. We had Next Einstein activity, which was spearheaded by the Machishi, and then so all these different activities are actually shared in social media platforms, which I'll talk about in a minute. And then one big thing that we also want to expand to, hopefully now with like if COVID is not like an issue, is doing educational tours. So we found a collaboration with a biology department, where that's a department that is part of, and I am a part of, where we can have secondary school pupils actually go to the lab space. They kind of like see what happens. And now, since we're expanding beyond STEM, we can like expose high school students and school leavers to just like the university life and different aspects of fields that they can actually be a part of. And that can give people an idea to say, oh, I think I want to do this. I think I want to do this based on like what they're able to see. And so mentors in this group will actually spearhead such tours. They'll go with a group of the students and it's kind of like make sure that everything is organized. They are like the connection between the school and the mentees who are going to these places. And then for like competitions, such as like we've done writing competitions, and we did this virtually because COVID happened. And so, and our goal is to also like try and do this also like in person. And so with this one, we have mentors actually volunteering to kind of like just like be in charge of these competitions. We have questions that are given out, giving instructions to mentees to say, oh, this is what the competition is about. And then afterwards, marking or grading the answers that these that the mentees write. That's what mentors would do in this case. And so giving advice about like, how do you write an essay? How do you search for information? How do you cite? How do you give like, citations? Because this one was particularly for secondary school. And we're just like trying to encourage them to work on their writing and the fact that even like searching for information is something that we all need no matter what stage we're at. And then we also have internship programs. And so for this one, we started this, so far we have two. One is based in Zambia, one is based here in the US. The one in Zambia is where we have our undergraduate students, recent undergraduates, where straight from university, they work with a group of researchers and they are doing research and all things that have to do with like science research career. So as mentors, mentors are here to just kind of like guide them through research, guide them just like through the whole process of becoming a researcher. And then the other internship that we have is a virtual one where we have a secondary school that we collaborated with here in the US in Worcester. These high school students, when they are seniors, before like they graduate to go to college, they have to do an internship and like work for certain hours as part of like their curriculum. And so we collaborated with them and they come on board and they work to provide different, to use like all the different online platforms and just manage different mentoring activities. For example, we had like a Facebook quiz competition every week. We actually have to work on that. We kind of like stopped, but hopefully we can get back to it, where the mentors would come up with different science questions and then they would post them every week. And then people on Facebook would give answers and whoever wins gets a prize of like talk time sent to their phone. So the mentors here had to come up with the questions, they had to like monitor the answers. And that was like a way of like encouraging people to really engage in knowledge, whether it's science or not science. Yeah. And our major one is kind of like one-to-one or like small groups of mentoring. And this is how we started. We started off actually with like WhatsApp. And just like Dr. Manchishi had mentioned, since we were like based in Zambia and there was US and there was UK represented, like we had to find a way of like communicating. And so WhatsApp was like our first way of like communicating and like providing that mentorship. And now we have a WhatsApp group that has like all the mentors and peer mentors and mentees. And then we also have a WhatsApp group of mentees. And so it's through that where people ask questions, people provide mentorship in different aspects about applying for college, how to do research, how to study, how to write a CV, and so on and so forth. And now we have Facebook, we're using Zoom, we have a YouTube channel, we have Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. But based on this, like the challenge that we have obviously is like network issues, bundles, and everything. And Facebook seemed to be one way that more people can, Facebook and WhatsApp, more people can actually communicate. And so we're hoping to expand that, and just like hope people who can make it to these other platforms, they can at least make it to like WhatsApp and Facebook. And so mentors here, they share their story, they give advice based on like their experiences. And in that way, it's been really amazing in the past, since 2017, we have seen, it's just exciting to see people just like grow, like people who were like in high school, like the first 4 that Dr. Manjishi had mentioned, you know, they had just finished their secondary school. They were at UNZA, like the 3 Mark, Diana and Mulenga. And then now we see that they are like, they finished their university, they're now like doing their masters. Edwin was still at that point, yeah, like when he joined us, he was still a secondary school student. He was in charge of jets, and then now he's a medical student. And we see all this different progress, and it's really, really exciting because like that's like the main goal. Like we all are trying to like climb this ladder, and we are all here together to like help each other. And so now the level they're at, they can now help other people like behind them, and then they can also get help with other people. Like for example, we have students who are now like pursuing like masters, and then they can now like say, okay, now I want to do a PhD, and they can now like go to the next level. People who want to like, get a job, so like for like some of us will be saying, okay, now I need a job, and then you can actually ask, you know, people who are working, like, okay, so how do you do this? Give me advice, and so on and so forth. So that is what's basically what the mentors do. And thank you for that. So I am done. So the next part, yes, I can say for a little while, the next part is, the agenda is how one becomes a member. So our secretary and board of director, Sarah Tumelo Flavo, was scheduled for this, but unfortunately she can't make it. So I can go ahead and quickly do that part. We can find it here. So to become a member, we have a form. Stop sharing. We have a form that you just like fill out. It's just more like writing a short essay. So let me just find it. In the meantime, I see we have people joining us. So if you haven't introduced yourself, feel free to do so. Yeah, let me just quickly share my screen. All right, so to become a member, the first thing that we just want you to have an idea of like what J&S mentoring is, and then just kind of to like also know a little bit about yourself and how what you think about mentoring, and then you then share that with us. So this is like a very short form that we have. So it first starts with a general idea of like what J&S mentoring is, which you heard today, what our goals are, and in this case, we're actually expanding beyond STEM. So to apply, you just have to write like a short statement, just like talking about yourself, like who you are, your full names, your hobbies, and then your field of interest, because you want to know like we want to know so that we can actually pair you with a mentor or a mentee. So, and what stage you're at. So in that case, say, okay, I'm in primary school, I'm in high school, or I'm working. We want to know that information about you. And then also then tell us, give us, then the second news statement is a mentoring statement, where you just like tell us like what you think about mentoring, like why is mentoring important? And then have you had any experience where you were mentored or where you wish you could have received mentoring? And again, this just like helps us kind of like know more about you, and it's like to know like who you can be paired with. And when you write these 2 short paragraphs, then you can you send those documents to our email address, jsinstitute@gmail.com. And when that happens, we have 2 or 3 mentors who then will go through your documents and then get back to you. So we haven't had a case where someone says, I want to join, and we say, no, sorry, you can't join. Like everyone is actually welcome. But we have this is like to get to know more about you. And that's like to get to know what your interests are. And that way we can then like have you paired with people, and then we can even know to say, oh, this person wants to become a medical doctor. Then we'll know, because already we have a mentor, for example, Emmanuel, who's a medical student. If someone says my goal is to be a medical doctor, or even like Edwin, then you can say, fine, we're going to make sure that you get all the advice you can get from Edwin and from Emmanuel. So like that's like the whole purpose of like us having this. And then part of this document also like gives a few examples of like what how a mentoring format looks like, which had been mentioned before, the things that you get advice and support that we mentioned before, and our different platforms and so on and so forth. So this is how you become a member. Any questions? So the next thing on our agenda is who are the executive members? So we have some of them here. So I think that we can go ahead and have, let me share my screen, have the ones who are here introduce themselves, and then we'll talk about, and then we can introduce those who are not here. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so just a second. Just advance. Okay. All right, so I didn't think that was sharing. All right, so here's our executive team. We've met our president, and then we have our vice president. So vice president, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, good evening. I'm Meekness Kapale, and as Chilke has already said, I'm the Vice President for J&S Mentoring Network, and I'm glad that I'm here, and I don't know what more I should add in.
Yeah, I think let's tell us about like your career goals or your hobbies. We actually have this. I just had sharing the website and your school status.
All right, so my school status, apparently I'm doing my postgraduate diploma in bioinformatics, which I think I'm supposed to finish this week. Then I recently graduated with my master's in food security and sustainable agriculture. And then also I just got engaged in a postgraduate training in food chains. Then my career goals, of course, I love research, and I look forward to being a full-time academician. My hobbies are, of course, reading. I like to sing, and I like to cook, bake, as well as do things that have to do with media. I love to do media, photo shooting, doing all those video shooting and projecting and the like. Thank you so much.
Awesome, thank you. And do you have Dorcas? Yes, Dorcas, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, my name's Dorcas Mulaye. I'm a second year master's student at the University of Zambia, studying my Master of Science in Physics specifically. Okay, and I'm the treasurer for J&S. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, school occupation. I'm a student, like I said, master's student. My career go well. Right now, I think I'd like to become a very successful hacker, a white hacker though. Those are my dreams right now.
Awesome.
Yeah, and also to lecture.
Awesome.
And then my hobbies, just reading and yeah, those.
All right. Awesome.
Okay, so I'm speaking fast because my eyes are not really are not okay. So the laptop light is really killing me. So yes, that's all for now, I think.
Oh, sorry about that. And thank you so much for making it. And thank you for sharing.
She's also a resident comedian in the group.
That is good to know. Awesome. Thank you, Dorcas. Who else do we have here? So we have Benson too.
Once again, hi everyone. So as Ed has said, my name is Benson Piri. I'm a second year student at the Copperbelt University, pursuing a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering. I'm a mentor at J&S Institute of Natural Sciences. I'm a university / college representative. So my goals and my hobbies. I love chess. I'm a chess player. I can play soccer, both physical soccer and game like PlayStation. Yes. So my career goals as a student pursuing chemical engineering, I see myself in the future coming up with a plant, a fertilizer plant in one of the rural areas of Zambia, like Northern Province. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so I think and then does anyone else have missed out on who's present here? Just let me know. Yeah, so we met president, vice president, treasurer. We just met a president university representative, and then we have a high school representative, Shadrach Simbove, who is currently a law student, but he's actually having like fellowship at this moment. And yes, like I said, so Sarah is the secretary, but she can't make it. Diana Kachinka is the publicity coordinator. She can't make it either. And then we have Samuel Kapansa, working class representative. And yeah, he can't make it either, but this is our executive team for this current year. Okay. Is anyone else who I missed out? I think we're good. All right, so thank you so much. And then we have our closing remarks from our Vice President, Miss Meekness Kapale, who just introduced herself. So anything, yeah, that you want to share in closing? And before she does that, I just want to quickly just like share our social media platforms. So our Facebook is J&S Mentoring Network, and this is like so we try to put like different information, and if you have like any questions, and like Dr. Majishi had mentioned, like every Sunday we have like a goal setting, which our Vice President actually Meekness spearheads. So this happened 2 weeks ago. It also happened last week. We're going to update that as well. We have Instagram. So let's gonna go here. We have Instagram. We also like share different information and about our network. We have Twitter as well, J&S Mentoring Network, and we also have LinkedIn. And we're like trying to encourage everyone to have a LinkedIn profile so that you can actually like create your professional network. So we have that. And then we also have YouTube channel. Okay. With different videos of like different activities that we've done. All right, so Miss Meekness, please go help us, and our baby just woke up, so I have to go.
All right, otherwise I've got a few words to make mention. First of all, I apologize, I came in late, I was on transit, so yeah, I just reached home and I had to make sure I joined the call. But overall, I'd just like to appreciate the mentors and the mentees for the commitment that each one and every one of us has been showing to J&S. It's really been amazing. And I believe that with the same spirit, we'll really do much, especially where we all commit and we own it as our own. We are going to really do much. And I just want to encourage each one of us that let's continue sharing our experiences. Could be our school experience, could be work experience. You never know whom you reach out to on that particular day. Otherwise, thank you so much. And I also lastly acknowledge the presence of Dr. Stephen. Thank you so much. It's been a while, as well as our president and everyone on the call. Otherwise, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I think away from the closing remarks, one thing that I intended to make mention of was our Sunday goal setting meetings. I would like to encourage the mentors to say, let's keep joining. And I think I'm going to do a timetable where we are going to have each one of us get to share on that particular Sunday. If it's your Sunday, you make sure at least you have something to share to us. That's how we are going to also achieve some of our goals. And already on the line, we are supposed to have Shadrick to share with us how to open a business company, as he opened one and it's been running, going on well. So I think we all have something to share. So I want to encourage everyone to say the Sunday meetings they really help us a lot. And it's always nice to have someone to hold you accountable during the week on the things that you are supposed to do. And as well as a good opportunity to just share what you feel could work in this or the other. Thank you.
Many thanks again. What do we do now? Do we leave?
Yes, yeah, thank you so much for that. Yeah, so I think, yeah, so that was all for our task, but like Meekness had mentioned, today is a day where the goal setting happens. So I'm not sure if, I mean, it's possible if you want to stay for that, because for the goal setting. Otherwise, the J&S mentoring orientation meeting is over. So Meekness, do you want to continue today, or do we resume next week for the goal setting?
I think we can resume next week. And a reminder, next week we'll have Enoch. Enoch will be sharing with us his, should we say, industrial things that he's been doing and some of the skills that he has learned, and how some of us can as well venture in those skills, as he's been doing some construction work. So it would be nice for us to be there.
Okay, awesome. Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we'll share the flyer about next week on our social media platforms. Otherwise, thank you so much. Unless anyone has questions, I think we're good. Any questions from anyone about J&S Mentoring Network? Yeah, if you have any questions, just you can go on our all social media platforms. Oh, you know what? Let me stop sharing. All right. Yeah, so thank you so much, everyone. And I think our meeting is over now. Thank Thank you. Have a great Sunday. And
Thank you, everyone. Have a great Sunday.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.